On today's episode, shower sex is just an accident waiting to happen. Tell your man to take his socks off in the nude. How tall am I? Tall enough to look down. Today on Advice Unfiltered. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Advice Unfiltered with Tony Rodriguez and Christopher David. We are now doing episode 10.
We did it!
We did it, bro.
We made 10 episodes.
Double digits, bro.
We made double digits. How large are you guys? Double digits.
Double digits, man. We're here. We're doing it. Episode 10 of Advice Unfiltered.
Yeah, I can't believe. Well, I can believe it because I know we're consistent, but
yeah. Well, we both work hard, right? We're both consistent about what our goals are, and we both work really hard. So that's why there's no reason this won't succeed.
Yeah, that's my new line. How big's your podcast? Double digits.
I love it.
That's it.
How big's your podcast? Double digits.
Double digits.
Double digits, man. Thank you for everybody who's been watching, by the way. Everybody's been subscribing. We got a lot of great feedback, man. A lot of amazing feedback on it, right?
Yeah, it's doing great. You know, it's every time I turn around between especially the clips now, because I looked the other day and on average, clips are just within an hour we're over 1,000 plus views and plays. So thanks to you guys for liking. I see people sharing. I see people making favorites out of it. So yeah, it's been awesome. I mean, I have it's pretty cool actually.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I mean, listen, the feedback, everybody. It's been pretty, like I said, pretty amazing, man. It's been a good journey so far.
Yeah. Well, I know you guys are telling Chris not to curse, but it's fucking awesome. That's what it is.
I know. I'm trying so hard. Listen, if Aunt Leslie, if you're watching, if everybody else was watching said I swear too much, I'm going to try really, really hard on episode 10 to not fucking swear.
That's right.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try really hard to keep my mouth clean and not be a bad boy.
Yes. And just so you guys know, as always, behind the scenes, I feel like you guys should know some stuff because some people have asked me. Ming, who runs the Shared Universe, he's here. He's our engineer.
Shout out to Ming.
And we have our other co-engineer participant, my 17-year-old son, who gives us the lowdown from, what is it? It can't be millennial. What are they? What are you, Gen Z?
Gen Z.
Gen Lazy.
Gen Lazy. Gen Lazy. That's so funny.
Somebody sent me a message. It was like, you guys are too old to understand. Because, by the way, the pronoun thing the clip of it went crazy. And then someone wrote me, it was like, you guys are so old. Do you know what that means? And I was like,
Are we so old? I
was like, I think you're too young to realize it's not really a thing. But I let it go, so it's fine.
We're too old. I don't think I'm too old for anything.
Man, no, we're never too old. That's the beautiful thing. So beautiful of this part. All right. So how's your week? Anything exciting going on?
I don't know. What was exciting? Oh, I did an interview on yesterday morning.
That's right. Another podcast, right?
I did another podcast over in Ireland. I did a Zoom thing. Was all about mental health. Spoke to almost 1,000 people and hopefully made a difference. It was pretty cool. It was pretty inspiring, man. It was all actors and producers and like people in that field in the entertainment industry that I was speaking to. So it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun.
How did you like doing did it work well with the Zoom? Because I know people have been asking us to do the Zoom for us. So did the Zoom work out well? Was it easy?
It worked out good. I mean, it was just, it was just me and her. Like I couldn't see everybody else that was there. She just kept it me and her. And she was just kind of interviewing me. So it was easy. I've done it before. I just don't know how the video looks when it's done. You know what I mean? Like I never really see the finished clip. So I don't know how it's gonna look when it's done. I hope it's really good. But for the podcast's sake, I hope it's really good. But yeah, I mean, it was above all else. I was honored to do it. Like it was amazing. Like it was amazing that somebody asked me to help and do something to make a difference in a bunch of people's lives. So that was pretty cool. So I was very honored and humbled to do that, man. It was very awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, if you really think about it now, outside of just us, you're on podcasts. The books are out. Our website is live, so just so you guys know.
Yeah, it's the website's out, huh?
Well, the really cool thing is
the website.
A lot of people. I went through, and now 90% of all questions coming in have come to the website, which is ultimately what we wanted.
That's what we wanted, yes.
Which was great. A couple people helped me figure out some things. The PO box is now on there, so if you go to the bottom, the PO box is on there. So if anybody wants to send us stuff, cool things, we'll show them, sign them, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's all good. And then, really funny, this question came in, and I never thought about it. Well, these things as we grow. So someone actually sent in a question, and it was an actually really good one. So let's see. It was It was about the next steps for us, and I never thought about it, but it was really funny. They're like, will you guys ever have a Patreon page? So for anyone who doesn't know what a Patreon is, essentially it's a page you put up so when the podcast is over. Oh, Kathy. So Kathy just asked us, hey, will you guys will you guys ever have a Patreon page? I would think you guys would make a lot of money from bonus content that you could cover the more spicy questions with all the quirky people, and then you don't have to.
So she meant boner content.
Yeah, probably.
Not bonus, boner.
Boner content is available, so who knows?
Actually, yeah.
Maybe one day.
One day, who knows?
Right now, it's free. It's the way it should be.
Listen, I just want to give a shout out. Somebody keeps saying they're in Spain, and it's like 2:24 a.m. and they stayed up to watch. So thank you.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty cool.
Who's the person? Does it have a name on it?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I just read the thing real quick. Oh, it says, I don't know, something's Breeds maybe. I don't know. It's so hard to read, man. It goes by so quick. I don't know. Whatever. Whoever it is, thank you very much. Appreciate you.
All right. Yeah. Well, outside travel. So we're on a little earlier today, which is great. So I appreciate you guys jumping on, which is nice.
Yeah, look at that, before bedtime.
Yeah, well, it works out. So some people who are in Spain can join us.
Yes.
So, but yeah, much appreciate to you guys. So how about you two over there? Anything exciting for you, Ming?
How was your weekend?
How was your weekend?
Key West.
Oh, you were in Key West?
There was Ming.
Ming was in Key West.
Have you ever been to Key West?
Oh, yeah.
I heard it's
in my book.
Is it? Well, is it?
It is in my book.
It's all drinking, right? Essentially bars and...
you get down to the farthest point. It's just nothing but bars and, wineries and
nudity, I heard.
That I didn't get to see. I was down there in the fall, so in the winter. It was like February when I was there, so it was still cold.
Not the best time to be nude, also, just throwing it out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, right. Shrinkage.
You're not growing or showing. Oddly enough, my dad and his wife, which I guess is my stepmother, they're a little bit exhibitionist.
Oh, yeah.
And every place they talk to generally has to do with something of nudity. And Key West is on their hotspot.
That's how I grew up, man. My dad and my stepmom, their whole group were nudists. So
they were like at a colony or
like they would all get together on the weekends, man. If we all go out in a sailboat and they would all get down to their itty bitties and all go jumping in the Gulf of Mexico and go swimming. It was the first time I had sunburn on my ass.
There you go.
Yeah, blisters on my ass.
Well.
Yeah, real quick, and just a question for you, gentlemen.
Oh,
what's up?
Ooh, you got your own mic. Nice, Ming.
Oh, Ming's got a mic.
Ming's got a mic.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Oh, there it is, Ming. You sound good.
There we go. There's a rooftop bar in Key West called the Garden of Eden. Clothing optional.
That's it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Clothing optional.
Yeah, I think that's the one. And they have a Halloween party or parade every year.
Fantasy Fest.
Fantasy Fest.
That's what my
Fantasy
dad.
Fest.
Yes, that's what my dad likes to go to. Fantasy Fest. So, I didn't realize my dad was an exhibitionist until I went over to his house when he first really started dating his wife now, and they were telling me a story about how they role play. And it's really funny when your parents tell you those things and you don't really know that side of them. And he was telling me this story about how he got caught cleaning the pool in his scuba gear and wearing a leopard thong bikini.
Wow.
And
Your
his
dad
wife,
telling you this?
Yes, and his wife was barking orders at him, calling him Mr. Rodriguez.
That's disturbing and funny all at the same time.
By the way, it's as funny as it is. I say this to a lot of people. I appreciate them as I get older because I appreciate their relationship.
Yeah, no, listen, I never looked back at any of those times as going, oh man, that was weird. I think it's fine. Whatever. As long as you're around a bunch of respectable people, there's nothing else going on. Whatever.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
And if something else is going on, then whatever too.
Hey, life is short. Do what you want, as long as you don't hurt nobody else.
Yeah,
So
do your thing, man.
do
Just
your
put some sunblock on. That's all.
do your leopard thong cleaning the pool
Just
thing.
wear suntan lotion.
That, and I always laugh because they tell me about how they'll be doing some relatively nude activities in the backyard because they live. I'm not gonna say where they live, but they live somewhere back in the woods.
Yeah.
But the pilots, there's an airport that's right down the street, and the pilots are so used to them doing nude activities that when the small Cessnas take off, they loop back around and will loop around their backyard.
Funny.
And I
So
just think
funny.
it's the funniest thing ever.
That's funny.
I almost took my drone up one time just to wave at the pilot and be like, stop staring. My dad's not something to look at naked, so what are you going to do?
Funny. That's so funny.
All right.
That's
So,
cool.
but outside that, we appreciate you guys as always. For you guys who always don't know, I'm sure you do. Instagram, we're back. Sorry, last week there was a little lag. We were using a product that probably got tariffed too many times, and it was one of the best ones.
It wasn't working. It was lagging last.
It was lagging. So we
You guys aren't lagging now. You guys aren't lagging. Right?
No, they're moving now.
Moving. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, comments are going on. So it was really
How you
cool.
doing?
We had over 10,000 people on TikTok. We couldn't figure out the number of Instagram, so that was awesome. We have Facebook, so we're live as always. This is behind the scenes, as we say every week. So we have your questions here. We'll answer some questions as they pop up as always. But are you ready to give some advice unfiltered?
Yeah, let's do some advice unfiltered. Let's do some questions.
All right.
Some of the people out there want to know.
Well, the first person I actually appreciate is my real estate agent, Jimmy. So, and I'm sure,
Really?
So I'm sure you're kind of experiencing this too now, where all of a sudden people, in a really good way, are watching and supporting and submitting and talking to you about the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm noticing this huge uptick in people that I know. And shout out to Jimmy, who is the best real estate agent in Ocean County.
What's up, Jimmy?
Jimmy. And so he says, hey, congratulations to you both on all of your success. My question is, looking back on your childhood, you were able to be free, go out with your friends, ride on bikes for hours, go all over the world, and just be home when the lights were on. And I'm sure you remember those times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, today,
My parents actually had a dinner bell.
and they just rang it to come in, right?
Yeah, they would bring it. They would ring the dinner bell freaking, and then I would know it's time to go home.
Yeah, my parents were always with the street lights. Once the street lights kicked on, that was the...
No, there was no street lights where I lived.
Well, I could figure that out while you ring in a triangle dinner
Yeah,
bell.
I was in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. That's where I was at. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
You mean
swear.
Pennsylvania, it's fine.
Yeah, I was in Pennsylvania. That's what I meant. Pennsylvania. That's right. I was trying to fuck.
Yeah, I was in-
That's where thing's not working.
See, you tried.
I tried.
Try.
I was good for like, I don't know, like, what, we're like going for like 10 minutes here. I forget. I was good.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you, bro. 10 minutes I went without swearing. That's awesome.
But unfortunately
cool.
today, many parents, my kids' age, have started late and they don't allow their kids to get out of the house at all. Do you think that is something that we lost? Does it hurt kids not to be able just to be out and about? Like, how do you feel? Because your kid's 10, right? And my childhood and your childhood 10 is probably vastly different than his is.
Yes.
And even my son at almost 17, I'm still hunting down as time goes on. But how do you navigate that world where it's like if he wants to go out or how far he goes or when to get home? I mean, he's young still, but
he's
but you have a 25-year-old, so he probably went through it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't like. It's like one of those things, man. It's like it's you don't want them on the electronics all the time, right? You don't want them on their phones all the time. You don't want them on their tabs. You don't want to play video games all the time. But at the same point in time, that child that's not doing that is also going to be further behind than the kid that is doing that, and that's where most of our market and business is at, right?
Yeah,
Is being able to work with technology. So it's a catch-22, right? Like, I don't want my son to have all those electronics and be on that stuff. But at the same point in time, when he's not, some other kid is. And some other kid's like typing away and learning really how to use this stuff a lot quicker than my son is, right?
yeah.
So I think it's this balancing out time and space, right? Like, so I think it's very important for children to go outside. I think it's very important to get one with nature, to feel the dirt in your hands, the grass in your feet. I think it's very important to feel that and learn about survival stuff outside. For the simple fact that we are, listen, as much as we are humanoids, right? We're human beings, and we think we're some sophisticated culture. At the root and base of our DNA, we're animals, bro, right? So just from a DNA standpoint, it's good for a child to go outside and experience what this world has to offer. Because honest to God, we live in an amazing planet, right? Like just in America alone, every state's like going to a different country. It's
amazing.
Right? It's amazing, right? Like every single state has something different in it, has something that you don't see in every state. And you get to experience all these like things. And once you connect on that natural level, I think it opens your mind up and brings you to more sensible things that really matter in the world, right?
Yeah.
And not get so distracted by electronics.
Yeah, it's tough because, you run a catch-22, so I get the idea. As a parent, look, I'm sure it's just I don't know that the world's more scary. I think it's tough because I think we just see so much news now. Like nowadays, you'll turn on the TV and it'll say, there's a gun violence in France. Or there's something going on in Kansas. And back when we were growing up, you never had that exposure to what was going on. So maybe you thought the world was safer and it wasn't. I mean, I know a big thing that really helps.
Well, no, you can't say that, dude. Because listen, how old are you?
46.
All right, so
I had to think about that for a minute.
So your twos aren't going to be. So you might have missed it, but I remember going to school and practicing hiding under desks.
Oh, but
you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that was going to help us.
Yeah, right from because we
nuclear missiles or something?
we thought we were having the Cold War. You know what I mean? So we had like these nuclear drills. You know what I mean? Like, so I remember being like not thinking the world was a safe place, right? Now it was easier to get distracted with your imagination outside.
Yeah.
Right. And I think our parents shielded us a lot from that stuff, right? Like my parents didn't. The news is only on at certain times, right?
Oh yeah, now it's on all day long.
Now it's all day long, right? And everything's a first alert, everything's a first alert, and that's just to get your attention. But as far as like getting away from the TV, that's one thing. You can definitely do that with your kids. The TV doesn't really matter. I'm talking about electronics alone, right? Just being on a game, being on a tab, a phone, is something important for kids to learn how to do and how to use. Especially for their future, like everything we do now is based through your phone or your computer, like almost everything we do, unless you want to be a construction job. And even then, those construction jobs, like they're using computers, they're using, lasers, they're using things now they're using things now that we weren't using 10 years ago, so it's good for kids to use technology. Again, it's just find that balance.
I would say this, Jimmy, this really happened because as he got older, where I live, there was a Dairy Queen like a mile away. There was a school. There's a lot of stuff that you would, as a kid, want to ride your bike to.
Yeah.
So I was very like, no. My wife, in a very good way, was like, hey, we got to let him. He's what 6 of his friends. So you start to loosen up a little bit. I mean, the iPhone, being able to track your kid is fantastic. Not because, and I say it all the time, I don't want to track my son. I don't have the time for that. But I want to know. That's
pretty amazing, right?
Oh, but I want to know where he is.
Pretty amazing.
But I will say this: he went. My son went about a year or so of going on his own, riding his bike, giving him a longer leash, be home in a couple of hours. And then Home Slice got arrested for being on the top of a school building on the roof with his buddies. So,
Yeah. So then you reel him back in, bro.
But then what's
reel
funny?
Him back in.
It's funny. You think about you as a kid and how many things that you did that you would have been to.
I had the cops in my house at 12 years old. Not even kidding you. Cops, wait, before I tell the story, hold on. I get it. It's getting hot. It's getting hot here.
This is where we, in the background, we'll play some music. Dun, 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 dun.
No, if we can. So, so
you got arrested at 12.
Yeah, I had the cops in my house at 12 years old. I'm freaking so like I said, I lived in the middle of nowhere, right? And there's this one kid I used to play with, Mike Bear. If you could shout out Mike if you ever see this. And there would be this husky that roamed the woods, like roamed the neighborhood. Like it was nobody's dog.
Yeah.
But it roamed the neighborhood. And my house, there was only 4 houses on that street that you could actually see from my house. Right?
Okay. Yeah, so you definitely have people like away from you.
Dude, away. Away. And the reason we could see their houses because we're on the hill.
Yeah.
Right? So everything else was just woods and old farmland that was overgrown, right? So then the Brittinghams, that they started building a house like 4 acres down, right? And they were the original owners of all the land. For like 100 years, the whole family owned all that farmland. So we were walking in the middle of the woods, and this husky would follow us, and like that really thin insulation board.
Yeah.
So they surrounded the house in that, and I threw the stick, and the stick bounced off the ground. I threw it for the dog, and it bounced off the ground, and it went right into the insulation.
Oof.
Yeah, but at 12 years old, that was really fucking cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was really cool. So me and Mike looked at each other, and we're like, oh,
it's awesome.
It's awesome. So next thing you know, me and him were like wrestling, throwing each other through the walls, not realizing that the construction guys were down the street, and they heard us. So then we ran out of there, hid in the woods. The guy walked up to us. We were so stupid. Walked up to us, looked at us, and then walked away. We're like, oh, we got away with it.
Yeah, we got away.
And I'll never forget this, man. I'm sitting there in my parents' kitchen watching Alf. And
Alf. There you go.
Yeah, and the front door of the house, nobody ever went to. If you ever been to our house, you went around to the back door. Nobody ever came to the front door, porch door. And there was a knock at the door. I was like, that's weird. I'm like, if you can know who that is. And next thing, this cop came in, dude, and he's like, yeah, we're going to arrest you. We're going to arrest your friend. You can't be as vandalism, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I didn't know. And I had to go fix all that. So I get it. Listen, things happen.
Kids are going to be kids.
Kids are going to be kids.
You got to give them a little bit of leash. You got to know when you pull it back. They're gonna fuck up. They're gonna make mistakes. Yeah. But you want that. That's what you want at the end of the day. So,
yes.
All right, Ronnie from Nebraska. This is a really good one.
Nebraska. I think it's the first time we got somebody from Nebraska.
Very first Nebraska
Shout
question.
out to Nebraska.
And when I ask you this question, you're probably gonna go, "Yeah, might be a Nebraska thing." Well, I'm just saying because
can't wait.
I'm just saying because maybe they don't have a lot of people around. So, Ronnie from Nebraska. I'm thinking of investing in an artificial love doll. I'm pretty certain it's going to be a good move for me but I'm just saying, Ronnie's surrounded by a lot of corn and probably not a lot of neighbors. But I'm pretty sure, is what he said, I'm pretty certain it's a good move for me. But if I ever dated a real woman, do you think I could tell her, or is this something I just have to keep to myself?
You shouldn't even told us. like, what are you doing? Who's his name?
Ronnie from Nebraska.
Ronnie, listen, Ronnie. Let me talk to you, Ronnie. Can you see? I'm looking right at you, Ronnie. I'm looking at you. Do you see me, Ronnie? Don't tell anybody that you got a love doll. Definitely don't tell a girl at all.
At all.
Don't tell anybody. Definitely don't do that movie. Remember that movie? There was a movie that freaking.
Well, that's the one. She, her.
Right?
That's the artificial.
Doll.
He falls in love with the. Well, no, he falls in love with the computer, the Siri voice. That's not that one.
There's one with the dude who played River Phoenix. No, not River Phoenix. What's the other one? Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, but that's the one I'm talking. It's her.
Is that?
Yeah, it's her.
But it's not a robot, right? It's just a freaking doll.
But I don't remember if it's the doll or if it's the computer voice. But he falls in love with something artificial.
Artificial.
Yes.
It's fine if you want to do that. It's fine if you want to have a love doll. I mean, I get it, man. Dating's rough, dude. And sometimes you just want some peace and quiet and a piece of ass. You know what I mean? So I get it. Like, if you want a love doll, hey, do your thing, bro. Just Ronnie, don't tell anybody.
Ronnie, I'm impressed that you have probably about $40,000 to drop on a love doll.
Is that how much a love doll is?
Well, the crazy part.
Wait, how do you know this?
Well, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because right now I just watched. It was the new one of those, not like Comic-Con, but like one of those big things in China where they show all the new electronics.
Oh yeah.
And it's now the love dolls come with artificial intelligence.
Oh,
and
that's what I want. I want a love doll talking back to me.
So you can make them, so that was the big thing, and they were showing like how people and I think it was Japan, but you just program people and then that becomes your person.
That's great.
So Ronnie, don't tell anybody.
Yeah, Ronnie, keep that to yourself, bro.
And what I would caution you is if you do start dating someone, make sure I don't know how you hide that thing.
Yeah, hide that fucking thing, bro.
Because if somebody finds it.
If she opens the door and that's sitting there, she's going to run.
Just a sticky mannequin.
I don't know.
In your attic.
What if she's like into it? And she's like,
I
always wanted a love doll.
So there's a comedian. Her name is Whitney Cummings, and that was her.
I love Whitney Cummings. She's so funny.
She got a replica of her
Shout out to Whitney
as
Cummings.
a love doll, a real robotic doll, and then but it morphed. I'm sure part of it was a comedy, but it morphed into a bunch of things. And then when she started dating somebody, that was her thing. She was like, "Would he fuck me and the doll?" And I never know what came of it because part of it's like, is that really a comedy thing or is it just somebody really finding out?
She just wanted to watch somebody fuck her. Oh, have sex with her.
Have sex.
I'm trying not to swear. I really am. I'm really trying to make an effort here, man.
All right, Ronnie. So from Advice Unfiltered, keep it keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself, Ronnie.
All right. Melissa from New Jersey.
Oh, New Jersey?
Yeah, shout out Jersey.
Shout out Jersey, dirty Jersey.
Our gym selfie's okay. I see people taking more pictures and videos of themselves sometimes than actually working out. And as a woman, I'm in the locker room. It's kind of crazy. Is it me or are people just obsessed with putting themselves out there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I can't. I've been in the locker room and just watched a ridiculous amount of guys just in their underwear. We did like a group of people.
Oh yeah,
striking poses.
And you're not supposed to do
pictures.
that, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. They're not allowed to do that.
You're not supposed to be filming
No,
and
take
all that
cameras
stuff.
out in the bathroom. No.
But they'll be especially the younger, especially like high school kids. Like,
Dude,
you know,
I've seen these kids. These take off their shirts and the gym.
oh, it's crazy in the gym.
and try to take videos of themselves working out without a shirt on. Like they got something to be all like,
Do you get that at the gym we work out at? Sometimes do people?
I've seen it. I've seen it once. Where
I
people
would
took
hope
off a
somebody
shirt.
said something to him.
No. It didn't last long. Freaking, but yeah. I don't know. Like I don't know. It's I don't know. It's a weird world we live in right now.
There's certain gyms I think that you actually can do that, and that's like you have to specific gyms, right? Like fitness influencer. I know in Vegas they have that, where if you're like a fitness influencer, that's what you do. You go work out shirtless.
Yeah, well,
for your videos.
technically, you're not supposed to do it on a gym floor either. You have to ask for permission. Anytime you videotape somebody that's not, doesn't have permission. Except actually, it's a lie in Jersey. You're allowed to.
Are you?
Yeah, because of the whole mob thing. You're allowed to videotape people, man. If you get public, you're allowed to record people in
that's
public.
right.
You know what
I know this from more. Jersey, you're allowed to record people.
It's because of the mobsters.
But in Florida, you're not.
Yeah, same in Pennsylvania. You're not. Yeah. Pennsylvania, you have to have proof. You have to have consent.
Look, I appreciate people being excited that they're in shape or they're getting progress. So I laugh at it, but I will say.
Hey, listen, whatever motivates you, man. As long as you're there to actually work out. This is what drives me nuts.
Yes.
Listen, I don't care if you're there to actually work out and take pictures and video stuff. I do it too. Listen, I do the whole video thing and I do the whole inspirational quote thing. You guys see my stuff on TikTok and Instagram. I do all that stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and act like a hypocrite. That's fine. But what I never do, ever, is sit at a damn machine or a bench and text and fucking act like my whole world matters right now. Because really what matters right now is I should be freaking lifting weights.
Yeah, and get off the equipment if you're not using it.
Yeah, like get off the equipment, man. Let people use that shit. Sucks.
Yes.
Damn, I mean stuff.
And I just hate, try not
to swear.
It's fine. It just, there's nothing I want to do than get on a bench after a dude's got a shirt off, benching and sweating all over the thing. It's like, come on, man. So, all right. So, Jennifer from Alaska. All right, Alaska. Are men just better at getting older than women, or are guys just buying better mirrors? So, you work with a lot of people from different age groups. So, I don't know.
Hey, what's the question?
So, do you think and Jennifer from Alaska's opinion is women struggle with getting older more than men?
Yes.
Do you think it's a fact?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Women struggle with a lot more. Absolutely struggle with more. But that I don't know, man. I don't want to sound like I don't know, like I'm being misogynistic.
No,
whatever.
but I think there's differences of people.
There's differences, right? So, but it's definitely women I think have a harder time with it. Not a harder time, but I think they do more to prevent it, right? They do more to fight it.
There's more beauty involved, I would guess, right? Between trying to keep looks up for a female than there is mostly for men.
Yeah, and you know what's funny too is I think a lot of the pressure that they feel to do that or is based on what society's doing, right? Because it's definitely not the men. I can tell you right now, and I mean this, and I truly 100% mean this with everything that I am. There is not, in all my years of my life, 48 years I've been on this planet, have I ever heard a man go, hey man, she would look better if her lips injected, or if she had Botox, or if her ass was freaking bigger and she had a BBL. Like, I've never, and this is the truth, ever heard a man say that.
No, never.
Never once, right? And I never heard a man after when we got our lips done, went, those lips look amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I guarantee you, I mean this as a man, that the less you do, the less you let yourself, and you just let yourself age, I think the better looking you are.
Well, that's
just my opinion.
That's that Drake line, hair tied, chilling with no makeup on. That's the way that's the best way.
Yeah,
so,
nah, man. Like what was it? Margaret Thatcher? What the hell was it? Was that
that's a UK prime minister. Is that right?
No, it's not Margaret Thatcher. It's freaking. There's a British lady who acts. I forget her name. She's in the new Mobland movie, TV show, freaking on Prime.
Okay.
Or on Apple. And I forget her name. I
don't think it's Margaret Thatcher.
No, it's not Margaret Thatcher, but she's an actress. She's been in like a bunch of movies, like James Bond, and she was in the movie Red, but she's had minimal work done, and she looks amazing, and she's like 81 years old.
Right, we talked about it on one of the other podcasts. I struggle with like Madonna, who back in the day was one of the hottest people, and now she looks like an alien.
She looks like an alien.
It's tough. So my wife laughs at me all the time because I just, when you have a person, you think that they're, and I do. I think she's the most beautiful person in the world.
Yes.
But she'll come down with her hair like, sleeping, just woke up, looked, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is it.
Right, is it? It's
And
on.
she's like,
Just
what are
get
you
it.
talking about?
Yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
you
Nah.
look great.
You know what I mean? I think natural beauty's a lost art.
Yeah, so
know.
now, so Jenna, you're right. It's definitely harder for women for sure. All right. Well, Ricardo from Chile. I think this might be our first Chile one. Chile. What are your thoughts on naps? I nap sometimes in the afternoon after long workouts, and especially if I have a long work session in the morning.
Helen Mirren, that's her name.
What is it?
Helen Mirren.
There you go.
There you go. Thank you so much, Helen
Yeah.
Mirren. Yes,
Much better.
yes. Thank you. Better than Margaret Thatcher.
Better than Margaret Thatcher. I work from home, so sometimes I take a quick nap. But when I do this, my wife thinks I'm lazy. Am I being lazy, or are naps okay? I'm gonna be honest. Working from home, I think that I mean, as long as you're not taking you're not napped for 2 hours. But I don't know. I actually read somewhere, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. And I've read this, so that people who don't get great sleep but work out, if they do, bodybuilders tend to take naps because it does help them recover more in their workouts, which helps them essentially build more muscle.
Yes. Facts.
Well, that was an interesting comment.
So that's why I tell people, like, if you're really looking to build muscle, like taking a protein drink before you go to bed is absolutely okay. Your body heals through sleep. I mean, if you're tired, it's because your body needs to
rest.
to rest, right? And that's why you're tired. Now, there's a difference between being tired and being lazy, right?
No, well, that's
So the difference is like if you worked really hard, or if you just did minimal work and you're just bored and you went to sleep. So if you got things to do, get your shit done.
Well, Ricardo, your wife might have a point. I don't know how much stuff you get done in a day. I would tell you if you do a lot, I don't see why you can't take a nap. But then again, some people have an interesting definition of what nap is. Are we talking about 15 minutes, or are we talking about 2 hours in the middle of the afternoon, right?
Dude, you can do a 30-minute power nap and it works really well.
Power naps are the best.
Power naps are the best. I love power naps.
Once you go past a certain point, though, you're sleeping.
Yes.
Like, then it's hard to get up. It's
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, all right. Julia from New York. Do guys secretly panic about performance once they get past their 40s, or is this something women just assume? My boyfriend is 44, and once in a while, it just doesn't work. Is that normal, or is it time to buy him some performance-enhancing bedroom supplies?
So I always say go the natural route first. There's things you can take. You can go to your doctor. And there's certain foods you can eat. It does happen. Listen, it does happen, and it is uncomfortable for men.
Oh, it's so
You know what I mean?
awkward.
Listen, you think it's weird for you when you're sitting there with the guy who's got a limp dick. Trust me, that guy feels like a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Because that's the last thing he wants to do is walk in there and be like, oh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So listen, on both ends, right? If it does happen, ladies, don't make him feel like shit at all. Because it does. It's out of his control. He wants to do it, right? It's out of his control. It's not like it's a magic button.
It's
You know what I mean?
it's sadder for him.
Yeah, it's sadder for him. Like he's having a heartbreak right there. So be kind, right? On the flip side, a lot of that also could be mental stress, right? So if it's not working, check out everything first. Like, are you stressed out? Are you eating properly? Are you working out legs? Men, if you do legs, it actually increases your testosterone levels. So it makes you more at the end of the day. So freaking legs are important to do. So don't skip legs at the gym.
Don't skip legs.
Yeah, don't skip legs at the gym. But yeah, I would definitely see a doctor. I would definitely see what your diet consists of, what your sleeping patterns are, what you've been eating is a huge role in all that, and what your stress levels are, right? So take care of yourself first, but definitely before you decide to jump on like testosterone or you try to jump on like the little blue pill wave. Check out yourself first. See what you're doing at home first, and maybe you'll save yourself some money and still be rocking.
Yeah, I mean, Julie, if you're talking about once in a blue moon, it happens. It's an
Yeah.
awkward moment. I cannot tell you, like, you as a guy scramble for any fucking, like, you don't even know what the fuck happened.
No.
You're just so
This
confused.
is where I want to be a dick right now and go, it's your fault.
Well, the funny thing is,
it's your
know
fault,
that-
ladies. It didn't happen.
how
it's not
many
my fault.
how
No,
many
just kidding.
times
Just kidding. Just kidding.
every woman
your
will look
fault.
at him and be like, is it me? You're like, no, it
Yeah,
just,
it's you. It's totally your fault.
totally your fault. Just because of
Take no
you.
responsibility for any of it. It's totally your fault. Totally your fault.
But look, you're getting in that
So funny.
age, so if it
So
happens
funny.
once in a while, great,
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, listen, men, when after you hit 42, right, 41, 42, you lose 25.
Testosterone.
Testosterone, 25%. Skyrockets, right? It shoots down. That's a lot. And it doesn't, unless you change your eating habits and your diet and you see a doctor regularly, it takes a lot to change that back. So that's where TRT comes into play, or the little blue pill. Which, again, if you have to get on TRT, if you have to take the little blue pill, there is nothing wrong with that. Nothing.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all. So in any situation here, just be kind.
Just do it the right way,
Yeah,
too.
do it the right way.
Yeah, don't buy it from some dude at the gym. Don't take
Don't take
Rhino.
like 4 Vigors at once.
Yeah, don't
You know
take
what I mean?
Rhino pills from the gas station. You know, that's
Now you tell me.
well, Kevin Hart tells a funny story where that's what he was doing for a while, and then they had to hospitalize him because
He was taking Rhino pills?
yeah, from the
That's awesome.
from the gas station, and he took a bad one and it sent him to the hospital.
That's amazing.
That's what happens.
Dying with a Woody. That's amazing.
All right, Romeo from the UK. Do abs really matter? I read
Yes.
somewhere that it's easier to be a millionaire than have abs. Do women really?
Really?
It's actually that's a fact. I know that there's more millionaires than there are people with six packs.
Really?
Yeah, because that's
so
how
there's more millionaires than there is men
It's
with
much
six
hard- it's
Men or
much-
women or just everybody?
men. It's much harder
Wow.
to be disciplined with your diet than it is to be a millionaire.
Wow.
You can get lucky and be a millionaire. You can't be lucky and have abs. All right. So, anyways,
pretty lucky.
well, no, you put work in for it. Do women really love
lucky.
abs, or is it all a ruse?
No, women like abs. It's
Women
stupid to
love
think.
abs.
Yeah, it's stupid to think they don't.
No.
No, but do I think it's important? Do I think women are like, oh my god, he has to have abs? No, not at all, man. Again, listen, when it comes down to what women like, it's more the mental game, the confidence game, and if you can talk, you know, if looks don't really have a lot to do with it. I've seen the ugliest guys who got great game, you know, freaking that'll go out there and talk to the prettiest girl and take her home because they know how to talk, they know how to move, they got the confidence level behind them, and they're funny. You know, so no, I don't think abs matter as much as you think. In the respect that, you know, it gets you a date, right?
Yeah.
But they are. Listen, we're talking about from a physical standpoint. Abs are hugely important to keep your back and your hips and everything in line. It's your core, so it keeps your organs in line. Having a strong abdominal muscles is great for you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And look, and I
your
think
sit-ups.
look, it looks great for sure, but I think the other part of it is shows people that you work out, you take care of yourself. So, and it's a
I'll tell you
difficult
what,
thing.
I would trade in my 8-pack for a fucking
For a
$1 million.
millionaire, right?
Fuck.
For a cool million.
I'm doing something wrong, man. Freaking, I would totally trade in my 8-pack for a freaking $1 million right now.
You're like, I'm good. I'll take $1 million.
I'll take $1 million. You can. Actually, I'll take $8
can
million.
borrow-
You can have each
Each
ab
ab for $1 million?
You can have each ab for $1 million. I'll do that. Fuck yeah. I mean, look, freaking, like, oh man, I would sell that shit.
Well, look at those people that buy like that's the new guys do the weirdest shit. Fake abs, the Liver King, and then you know I just saw the other one where people like this crazy. So
Oh man.
All
I would
right.
definitely sell my abs. All right, go ahead.
Teddy from Wisconsin. At what age does spontaneous sex become more of a logistical nightmare? I thought shower sex would be a great place to be spontaneous, but I pulled a muscle. She slipped. She slipped and I pulled a muscle. She slipped and fell. So is it our age or is just shower sex overrated?
Yo,
By the way, I'm gonna help.
who hasn't been there?
I'm gonna help everyone. Shower sex is overrated.
Listen, I absolutely agree with you 100%
It's
on that.
overrated.
Shower sex is completely overrated.
Completely overrated.
Completely overrated. I absolutely agree with you 100%
And
on
you
that.
only know that if you've gone down that road and you're like,
Yep.
it's not. It is. It's not. It's not worth
Well,
it.
you know what's up happening? This is what has this is the guy. This is the guy the whole time. With the water in his face
Somebody-
and freaking and the hair
Right.
and freaking.
Somebody's cold. There's that weird squishy noise that goes on. It's like it's just all...
I'm getting the water in the face because I'm the taller one. You know what I mean? The water's fucking coming back. She's waving her hair back at me. I'm getting whipped in the face. There's water splashing all over the place.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's not. And listen, let's be honest and be real for a second. So a bathroom is the most dangerous place in your house, right?
Yeah.
More deaths happen in the bathroom. So you're being
slip, fall all over the
Yeah,
place.
like,
Then you
you
get
know what I
out,
mean?
slip on
Like,
the ground.
Can you imagine? Like, how'd he
No.
die? He hit his head on the toilet. Well, how'd that happen? Well, he was banging me raw dog from behind, and he slipped on a bar of soap.
I was trying to be spontaneous at 50.
So I was being spontaneous.
Like-
And he pulled a hammy.
I was laughing. So, Teddy, I hope you both recovered. She fell and slipped, and he pulled a muscle. So great.
Sounds like, listen, it might have sucked, but at least it's a great story.
It is a good story.
It's a great story.
And the funny thing is if you're young enough and don't believe us, you're all going to go through it.
You will. Listen, movies love to romanticize
Yes.
shower sex, right? Here's the thing. So, like, have you ever seen a movie where the sprinkler system goes off?
Yeah.
And they're like, slow-mo
and
walking.
it's everything's
Listen,
so
if you
great.
ever worked in the sprinkler business, you would know that water is black and covered in oil. It looks nothing like that. If they came out, you'd be covered in all this black stuff covered in oil is not romantic at all. They do the same thing in shower scenes.
Oh yeah.
They've been romanticized, like, oh, it looks so. He's kissing her under the shower, and the whole time he's trying to breathe because his mouth's on her mouth, the water's on his nose, and no, it's not. Shower sex sucks.
No,
I'd rather listen. Bathtub sex is good. I'm cool with bathtub sex. Like if you got a huge bathtub, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah,
it's a little different.
Well, also you just said the key word there. I think the reality is you got to have, that's why people generally, if you try it at home, your shower is probably not that great.
No.
If you go on a great hotel and you get one of those like double showers with the mantle, you think about it, but at the end of the day, it still ain't worth it.
No.
Just telling
a shower, listen, it's great to take a shower with somebody.
Yeah, that's different.
Wash
Take
each
a
other's
shower
backs,
and then,
wash your special places.
That becomes sensual, and then take it out. But don't just don't pull a muscle.
Yeah, don't pull a muscle in the shower.
Throw your back out.
Yeah, don't do that.
All right, Jeff from Connecticut. From what I can,
what's up, Connecticut?
What up, CT? From what I can tell, as a listener of the show, you both have been single at some point in your later years. When you lived on your own in terms of your apartment or home, did you find yourself living in that typical bachelor pad, or did you not struggle without a woman's touch? So essentially, look, it's interesting because
are you trying to say I don't know how to decorate?
So do you think about? I mean, look, do you think about it? Yeah,
what,
you got
decorating?
Your place. I'm trying to think about what my place is like.
I still want to lie right now and go, my house looks amazing. It's
amazing.
So decorated, like it looks like a freaking interior designer came in there. But honestly, man, like right now, my house echoes when I talk because it's so empty.
Well, you're never home. You're with your kids. Like,
I'm never home, man. Like, freaking, like, I would love, I need to pay somebody to come into my house and decorate it. That's what I need to do because it literally is, nothing's changed. The only thing that changed is my TV's in there. My kids' stuff's in there.
Yeah.
And my clothes are in there, right? But as far as decorating goes, there's nothing on the walls. I got one plant.
There you go.
Leslie, if you're watching, Leslie gave me
Shout
a bamboo
out,
plant. I'm pretty sure it's dying right now, but it's there. It's in the house. It's in a pot on the table.
Someone wrote. By the way, it's all fun and games till someone gets soap in their eye. Yeah, that'd be even worse. By the way, so
right. Yeah.
But when I was single and I had my son. So I, little decoration. But the funny thing was my bedroom was really big and I made it for me and him. So I had another bed in there that had like the Marvel sheets.
That's cool.
I had everything. It almost looked like, it was like I just set up the place so that he had a cool place and we had fun in this room. But then you would just bring, you'd be dating someone. They walk in and be like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, "This is your, it's a single dad life."
You'd be like, I like to play with toys.
I got a PlayStation, a great TV, cool shit for my kid, and
action figures.
Yeah, I'm like, and then really basic shit. So.
Yeah, no, it's listen. Unless I don't know.
Part of finding a great person, like my wife is so much light years back. I have no ability. If you show me a blank room, I can't put all that shit together. I can build it.
Here's my thing. If I had time, right? Like you said, I'm never home. Like
you're not home.
My electric bill last month, dude, we're talking.
Oh, you're talking about that.
Yeah. How many days were last month? What, 30?
31? 31, I think.
31 days, right? In March, right? Or what is it? March, right?
Yeah, March.
Freaking 31 days in March. And my electric bill was $22.
Yeah.
12 cents. Because I'm never home. So literally, like, it's just a place to bed. It's just a place to sleep. That's all.
Yeah. The only thing I actually bought myself, which made, but was because the one thing I always liked to do was cook. So I bought a decent like pots and pans and stuff for the kitchen, and me and him would cook all the time. But I mean, still wasn't like decorations or anything.
No, so. I definitely need a female to come over and.
Jeff, you want to date someone who looks at you and goes, "I can fix him." I can make this better.
Be like, my apartment's as hollow as my heart. It's so bad.
So great.
So great.
Another great line. Episode 10.
Episode 10.
My apartment's as hollow as my heart.
Sad face.
People love. By the way, I had so many people write me. They'll watch the whole Pro Down thing.
We got to get that on a shirt. We got to get that on a shirt.
Even my boss at my job wrote me and was like, but best quote of your podcast so far. I won't even remember your name.
Oh, you like that?
He loved it. It was hilarious.
Love that. Yeah, we should get that on a shirt too.
That's a really good one.
I won't remember it. That's so funny.
That was a good one.
No,
all right.
I got a few of those. What was it? What did I just say?
My home is as hollow as my heart.
No, my heart is empty as my home is. Yeah,
I'll replay and get it right.
Yeah, we'll get it right. We'll put that on a shirt.
All right. Alex the Adventurer. Okay, Alex. What do you guys think is the biggest reason people do not fully embrace the present moment? I struggle when I meet people across America that seem to complain or worry more than they are actually appreciative of what they have.
So what's the question?
Do you find that when you're dealing with people that a lot of people struggle to be in the moment?
Yeah, well, yeah, because people are, when do you have an actual moment, like...
A moment?
Yeah, like a moment. Like when do you actually have a moment that you're not on your phone, you're not getting an email, you're not getting a text, you're not getting a message, or you're not, there's not something, kid's not calling your name. When do you actually have a moment where you sit down and you're like, wow, I'm alive.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually here, I'm actually on this planet. Like I'm actually breathing air. I'm actually, out of hundreds of billions of people, that could have been born. I'm here, right? I'm here. Am I? So no, I think everybody gets wrapped up in what they got to do next, right? And nobody actually takes a moment to breathe. Very important. If you take any advice from this show at all, it's very important that you at least once a day, take a moment and just breathe and actually be in that moment. Like, that's one of those things I was talking about on that mental health thing.
Yeah.
One of the things that really helped me with my mental health and doing those things to make my mental health stronger was when I get up in the morning, I would count 10 things to be grateful for.
Yep.
And for each one of those things, and it could be something as silly as like, I have a hair, or I woke up, or, my dog didn't snore in my ear all night or something,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But actually taking a moment to actually feel that gratitude, and not just pass it on by to something else. Like when something bad happens, we hold on to it all day. Something negative happens, we hold on to it for days. But if something positive happens, we kind of just like, yeah. So you need to take just those moments to breathe and feel grateful for the fact that you're here. You're here. You're on this planet, man, which is pretty fucking amazing. Because when you're on your deathbed, man, you're not gonna think about your electric bill. Or you're not gonna think about, did you do all your paperwork at work? Did you answer all your fucking emails? You're gonna think about all the things that you didn't take a moment to do, like breathe.
Yeah, I think the big one for me is, as I've gotten older, I've gotten much better at this. People will say, I don't know why you don't worry more about, X, Y, Z and X, Y, Z. And I tell them all the time, I look back on my life, and every time something really fucked up has happened, guess what? I survived.
Yep.
I made it. I'm alive. So not that I don't worry about those things, but if I spend all my time worrying about that stuff, then I'm never focused on what really matters. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I have an interesting outlook where I assume things aren't going to go right. I assume shit's going to fail, shit's going to break, things aren't going to work out. But I only assume that in a way where it's like I'm always looking at how to solve those problems. What's the positive of this? What can I get out of learning from this experience? But I just know from people that worry all the time, if you look back in your life and you go, oh, I worried about X, Y, Z, then you lived. You made it. So why spend all that time on worrying about it, So you got to, and the thing is, and this is really true, the more you worry about that stuff, the more you stress, the more you put into your anxiety into those things. Let's be honest, the quicker you're going to die. You know what I mean? That stuff's going to put you in the grave anyway, so you shouldn't do it.
No, you shouldn't do it. No, worrying's terrible for you.
Yes.
So bad.
All right, Victor from Australia. Oh, you're Australia's back.
What's up, my Aussies?
You're Aussies.
Aussies.
All right.
Victor. Oi. What?
Oh, is it oi?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think it's Aussie.
Put a shrimp on the barbie. I just ruined all our Australian listeners right there. I ruined it. I know. Sorry.
That was a terrible impression.
I didn't. It's interesting fact. There are more people that live in LA than live in the country of Australia.
Have you seen how dangerous Australia is?
No, but like every deadly animal is in Australia.
Every living deadly animal lives there. Spiders, snakes, gators, freaking.
Fuck, even a koala will give you chlamydia.
Yeah. What the fuck? That should be on a shirt.
Yeah, it's a true fact, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, koalas carry chlamydia. Not the STD version of it, but they all have chlamydia. So, just so you know.
So great. So, we're going to get shirts that made up says, my koala gave me chlamydia.
That's it. It wasn't
another shirt, too.
There we go.
There we go.
Our shirts are going to be on fire.
My koala gave me chlamydia. Can you imagine?
Advice unfiltered. All right, funny. Victor. Okay. I made a mistake. I like the way this starts.
Oh, so we're back to Victor in Australia?
Victor in Australia.
Totally got distracted there for a minute.
No,
all right, what's up, Victor?
Oh, we didn't fuck a koala. All right, Victor from Australia. I was drunk and sent a dirty text message to the wrong person.
Oh, that's fun. I've done that.
I did not realize it until the next day. I had a whole conversation with my ex about why we broke up because she would never let me in the back door, which is not true.
Listen, wait. Let's break this. Let's break this down.
Okay.
So she said he broke up with her.
No, so he was drunk and he woke up and realized he had texted his ex. And he had a whole conversation with her, telling her that they broke up because she wouldn't let him
Go in the back door.
Which he says
It's a good reason for the breakup.
Which, by the way, he says is absolutely not true. So, have you guys ever?
It should be true. It should be true. Damn right, you should have dumped her for that shit. No.
So, have you guys ever accidentally sent a text to the wrong person?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Abso-freaking-lutely. I think the worst one, the first one that comes to my mind, it was terrible. My friend sent me a list of really nasty, raunchy women's private areas like that were like, just disgusting.
The guy's group text.
Like, the guy's group text, right? Sends it to me, and it was just some nasty fucking vajayjay, right? And so, like, I sent it to who I thought was my friend. I send it. Next thing you know, I get this callback from who I think is my friend, and it's some Mexican lady, man, going off on me. She's like, "How dare you? What kind of deprived person? You're a degenerate." But I was like, Bill. I was like, "You're not Bill?" She's like, "No, who the hell's Bill?" And I'm like, sorry. My bad. Totally
bad.
my bad. I was like, oh my God. I couldn't believe I did it. Yeah, so Bill must have got rid of his number and never told me. And some other lady had it. And she got a little surprised. She got a little nasty vajayjays.
I mean, they always say, like, you never, if anybody ever pulled anybody's phone, and it's almost like the government thing. They just got caught on Signal with their text messages. Of course, they weren't dirty, but, you don't want to be in anybody's random group chat. But yeah, we've all done it. The phone is your enemy when you're drunk.
Yes.
Let's just be honest.
Yes, do not.
Yeah. Victor at least didn't wake up with her. That would have been a crazier story. So
that would have been great.
Yeah. All right, Harriet.
With your dick in her ass. That would have been better. That would have been fucking even better. Like, that's why we're back together. It's all good.
Yeah, it worked out.
It worked out.
All right. Harriet from Norway. Okay.
What's up, Norway? Shout out to Norway. We love you people in Norway.
Yeah, Norway. Shout out Norway.
Shout out Norway.
The sweetest countries over there.
Yeah.
All right, so
how y'all doing?
I'm embarrassed. All right, Harriet's embarrassed.
Oh, she's going to share it with us. Let me get this straight. I just want to let's get this clear. So Harriet's embarrassed, but she's going to share it with millions of people.
Yes, and hopefully she wouldn't put her name on, so she just told she was.
She didn't put her name. It's smart.
Surprised she didn't put her town too. All right, Harriet from Norway. Okay, guys.
What's up, Norway?
I'm so embarrassed, but
Me too.
But I farted during lovemaking.
That's amazing.
And yes, he heard it, and it was loud. I froze. I did not know what to do. We kind of finished, but not really. By the way, this was yesterday. Do I call him?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? And I looked at the timestamp.
That's awesome.
This was yesterday. Do I call him? How do I proceed? I'll be watching for the response.
Wow. So she farted during sex. Did he laugh?
She just said they finished and it was awkward.
It was finishing.
Why? Look, I think
I don't know why it would be awkward. Like, things happen, noises happen, things happen.
I think you should.
Unless he was down there. Like, was he down there?
Oh, that would have been.
Oh, was he down there? Was he down there doing business?
I don't know. She just said that would have been crazier. But
well, we need more details before we answer this question.
Harriet, where was the
From
positioning?
Norway, what was happening? Was he behind you? Was he down on you and then you farted and he tooted?
So,
did I send you that joke, by the way, since we're talking about tooting? This is such a bad joke.
It's a joke? Okay.
That's such a bad joke.
Look how you went right from him not cursing to you want.
Really bad joke.
All right, go for it.
So, hookers don't fart, right?
No.
They prostitute. So bad. So bad.
It's a great dad joke.
So bad. It's a great dad joke.
No, it's a great dad joke.
Yeah, it's a great dad joke.
No,
anyway, listen, so
you said the answer is perfect, and I always believe this. If you're having sex with someone you really like, to me, laughing in the bedroom is one of the best things.
It would have been hilarious. Listen, it happens. And again, the only way it becomes an awkward moment is if his face is down there, or if you're like standing from behind and it stank. Then there's then I guess you're like,
yeah.
But if you're just on top, or if he's on top of you and you fart, listen, shit happens.
Look, I think when you're in a really good relationship, you laugh about those kind of things because it just stuff happens. So if you don't look, how do you proceed?
But listen, Harriet from Norway.
Harriet from Norway.
Harriet from Norway. If you're watching Harriet from Norway, I would like more details.
By the
before-
way, she is watching because she wanted us to answer this question.
Oh,
Look,
yeah.
I would. Here's what you do. But I'm not saying this to pretend it don't happen. I would just say, don't think about it. And then, by the way, bring it up. It's kind of funny.
it
Otherwise,
is funny. Listen, it's a great first impression.
you'd be like, hey, I'm proud of you. Why? You finished, and
Yeah.
and I made it difficult.
And I made it difficult. Like it was just tell them it was your band cheering them on. It was just my band cheering you on, bro.
Someone told me one time they were like, someone asked me, they're like, oh, do you ever? And it's probably from a comedian or joke or something. But somebody's like, do you ever? What kind of songs or music do you like to play when you have sex? I'm like, I don't think about it. Someone goes,
No.
I always like putting live music on because during the in between the songs, people applaud.
Oh, that's funny. That's
I was like,
fucking
it's
great.
so great.
That's a great idea.
I was like, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
All right, Tyrese from Georgia.
What's up, Georgia?
All right, fitness question. I've gotten into walking, and now I want to start running. What is an easy way to ease into this so I don't get hurt or discouraged? So, yeah, what's an easy way to get around? Well, I'll help you because I run. So,
yeah, Tony runs. Let Tony answer this question.
So
I'll fill it in.
here's what you do. So first off, you take it easy. If you've never run before, running is the easiest way to get injured. People don't realize it's a skill. So first off, the way I break into running, like I'm in the middle of it now before I get to big mileage, I start walking and then I start running for one song, walking for one song. And then I get up to just jogging for a mile. Take it easy. When you do get serious into running, and this is really important, go get the right sneakers because it really makes a difference if you're committed to running to have the right shoes. So I get fitted. I'm an overpronated runner. There's certain type of shoes I can run in that make running more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree with that 100%.
That's why I talked about your sneakers.
That's about 100%. Yeah, sneakers are a huge role into your running pattern. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
And you can. There's places you can go now. I think there's one over here in Red Bank.
That's the one I go to, Runner's
Yeah,
World.
that you can actually get your gait checked and see how you run, and actually get shoes made for your running.
Yeah.
Listen, shoes definitely right now, especially with the tariffs, are going to be really expensive. You know what I mean? They're going to be really expensive soon. But when it comes down to your physical health, right? If you're doing strenuous activity of compound movements, especially when running and stuff like that, or if you're heavier and you're doing a lot of walking, shoes are so highly important. Like, I can't emphasize enough. Shoes are very highly important for those movements, those activities, to make sure you don't strain your knee, your ankles, you don't get shin splints. It helps out a lot. People really don't put a lot of thought into their shoes unless they're like, been an avid runner or whatever for a long time, or power lifter or whatever. But shoes play a huge role into your longevity of what the activity you're doing.
Yeah, you really do. Like, that place is great because you're walking on a treadmill, the thing measures your step, it tells you the type of shoe. And then you don't realize it until you shop for shoes. Like, I will shop for overpronated running shoes, and then it'll actually categorize the best ones for you. And then from there, it's a little easier to pick colors and styles. But I will tell you now, you run in the wrong shoes, it's miserable. You will get hurt, you'll get shin splints.
You will get hurt, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely get some cool ones. Don't get no shitty, just plain color ones. That's awful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you can get some very cool ones now.
Yeah,
I have a pair of $300 ones that have flames on them.
Yeah, you got it. I noticed them. I was like, hey,
Right?
nice shoes.
I got some Nike runners that have, freaking, they're great shoes.
All right. So our regulars, I'll jump into them as we're getting to the podcast. Obviously, our regulars are so important to us. Thank you for all you regulars who submit questions all the time. Megan from New Jersey. She always, by the way,
Megan from New Jersey.
By the way, I think she's a councilwoman. I think she sent us questions in between going to council meetings, like actual, like legitimate political.
Like a counselor? Oh, no, like a political?
Like a political.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Then she wrote me, she goes, please answer the question later in the show. This is like a week or two ago. Please ask the question later in the show so I get home from my council meeting. I can catch you guys. So shout out to the council.
You're probably saying it's that. It's probably not a council meeting. It's probably like AA meeting.
Hey, whatever works for you, Megan.
But no, it's cool. Whatever, Megan. Whatever. Do your thing, Megan. Anyway, what's Megan's question? She lives in New Jersey?
Yeah, she's Jersey, South Jersey.
South Jersey?
I won't give her away.
Right.
She puts her town, but I won't give it away just in case.
Okay.
But Megan from New Jersey, how do you cope
How you
with
doing?
feelings of loneliness and isolation? I think we've all been there before.
How do I cope with them?
How do you cope with feelings of being alone?
I take a nap.
There you go. Hey,
Take a nap.
naps are good.
No, it's one of the. Listen, once you get used to it, it's not too bad, right? So here's the thing. Here's something that somebody told me how to deal with being alone and dealing with loneliness and all this stuff. Is if you truly do the work to love yourself, then you're never ever truly alone, right? So get to know you. Take that time that you feel like you're alone. and as you feel like maybe you're not connected to a pack, because that's what we are. We human beings are pack animals.
Yep.
Yeah, human beings are pack animals.
Tribes.
That you don't feel like you're part of a pack. Understand that it's okay. It gives you an opportunity to learn something about yourself and for yourself. Which most people don't have. Most people don't have that opportunity. Most people are surrounded by their packs. By whether it's kids or whether it's a significant other or their job, and they don't have a moment to actually sit back and get to know anything about themselves. You hear it all the time, man, at every age, at every different ages of people's lives. Man, I don't know who I am anymore. I just remember who I used to be. You know what I mean? So take those opportunities that you are alone to get to know you and fall in love with what you want to do, and maybe you'll find a new hobby. Never take up a new hobby.
Yeah.
That's how I started painting. I started painting because I was home alone. And I had nothing else to do, and I figured it'd be fun for me and my kid. So I took up painting, and then I ended up selling paintings. For a little bit. So
yeah. Look, I think at the end of the day, the big thing is, to Chris's point, you should value getting to know yourself. There's nothing wrong with some time by yourself, and then when you get to the point where I think you're feeling alone, also this is where you kind of got to break out your comfort zone, because there are so many ways to do it. I tell this to my mom all the time. You can go to the gym and just walk on the treadmill, and not because she wants to go work out, but just to be around people.
Yeah.
Go get a cup of coffee at Starbucks and just sit down and read a book. Sometimes you got to get out of people say this about working remote. They find it to be lonely because your home becomes your office. Yeah. And then all of a sudden those things become the same thing.
Yeah.
Get yourself out of your environment, even if it's something small. Go to the supermarket and sit there and eat there.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't have to be anything big. But eventually, what you'll find is you'll run into somebody. You'll form a friendship. You'll meet somebody.
Well, yeah, and even if you're a introvert, right? You're not like it makes you feel uncomfortable. You get a little anxiety in those places. Challenge yourself. Once a month. You're not doing it every week, but like once a month, you're going to take yourself and you're going to go somewhere that you heard was a hot spot, or like something that you heard was a new place or a new restaurant or something that opened up. Listen, I go to the movies. I go out to eat by myself all the time.
Oh, I did it all the time. I've
been doing it for years, man. Freaking, and it's okay. Like I think that's the other problem too, is that people don't think it's not okay. Like something's wrong with you if you're by yourself.
No,
nothing's wrong with you, man.
I travel so much that I wind up. My wife laughs at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I just go to the bar, and just for nothing, just to get out of the room."
Yeah.
And it's funny. You wind up people watching, talking to the bartender, laughing with somebody, and then you feel like you did something, and then you feel like you're part of the world. So just get out there.
Yeah, get out there and do your thing, and know it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
You get to know yourself. Yeah. Give yourself a little daily task. Learn some hobbies. There's plenty of stuff to do. It's an opportunity. You got to change your perspective on it. It's an opportunity. So you're alone. So you have nothing to do. So here's an opportunity to figure out who you are, right? And learn something new.
All right. Shannon writes in, and I think this is a Shannon you might know, but her question was, what are your thoughts on weighted vests? Are they beneficial, worth the investment? I want to improve my strength and flexibility. I know the best thing is to go to the gym and find a personal trainer. I'm not in a position to do that right now. That's fine. Weighted vest. I've worn one. I've done one before. Have you ever done the weighted vest thing?
Yes. Weighted vests are awesome.
What workouts do you? Because now I only wear one for two things: walking on the treadmill, not running, and I like weighted vest dips and push-ups.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So those are because I have the weighted vest where you can actually screw the plates on the front and the back.
That's cool.
Oh, it's awesome! You could just screw them right on.
That's awesome.
Some people have the ones that you can pack the weights in. I like it, but I also I don't run in it. Don't do anything crazy because you're gonna hurt yourself. But walking uphill like on a treadmill on an incline, hiking, those things are awesome, right?
That's amazing. No, they're amazing. They're great for you. Ankle weights, wrist weights, all that stuff's amazing for you. It all depends on this all depends on what your goals are. You know what I mean? Like if you like me, when I used to have the weighted vest and the weighted wristbands and weighted ankles, I was training to fight. So like I was doing everything with them on, like everything.
Oh yeah, make faster, right?
Yeah, it would make me faster. I would grapple with them on. I would throw punches and kicks with them on. I would hike with them on. Like it became a part of my and I did it all to build stamina and endurance, but you don't have to be crazy like that. But weighted vests are good. Like, any of that stuff, anything you use that's a weight resistance is good. It's a good thing.
Yeah. I look, and by the way, they're not that expensive. I mean, mine was expensive, but I know I use it. Mine was like $140, but you can go on Amazon.
You can get it for like $50.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah. It's worth the investment if you're going to use it.
If you can get one that's got the kind of rubber weights on the inside that you can just pull them out, that's awesome too, because then you can adjust the weight on it.
Yeah, I bought mine for the fact that you could adjust the weight. Sometimes I have 10 pounds on, sometimes I have 50.
Yeah, because there's some that you buy them and they're just that weight.
And then you got to buy another $50 and another $50. So, all right, Connie, our resident Connie.
Connie.
Connie was Connie asked a question. I have no idea the answers. I saw it and I couldn't think of one. So maybe
Wait, so
you do.
you saw this question and you couldn't think of an answer?
I could not think of an answer.
So you're throwing it on me.
Yeah, because otherwise I'll go with a cheesy answer, but I'll throw it on you.
Great.
If you had to, is there any sex scene from a movie?
I knew.
Of course.
Of course, Connie's all about sex.
And then she
Connie.
put, by the way, she also put in some normal questions. So
Oh, did she really?
yeah.
That's great.
I can't.
Great.
She wants to know, is there any sex scenes from a movie you'd recreate? By the way, I don't know any, but this is what I did though. I thought of one. I separated the sex part from the love part. If I could create a funny scene from a movie, I would do the one from and I cheated because I had no idea. I had to look it up. But there's a movie with Steve Carell and Ryan Gosling where he does the where he does the baby doll thing from Dirty Dancing.
Oh yeah.
It's what's the name of the movie? It's he's teaching Steve Carell how to be a player, and then he wound up dating his daughter. But the scene is they go home drunk from a bar, and she takes her shirt off, and then she's amazed at his abs. And she wants him to use all the lines he uses.
Crazy Stupid Love.
Yes, that's it.
There you go. Crazy Stupid Love.
She's like, do all the lines on me. So he breaks out his move. And his move is he puts on the Dirty Dancing song. And then he takes his shirt off and he makes a girl run and catches her.
Does that have... No, it's not Jennifer Love Hewitt. It has... What's her name in it?
Yeah, she's so adorable. Yeah, they're going to answer for us. Crazy Love Stupid. Yeah, that's a cool scene. Yeah. I couldn't think of... I don't know any... I don't know the last movie I've seen a sex scene in, to be honest with you, really. Or I see so many, I don't even think about it anymore because it's so commonplace.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
Yeah. Is there any, like, romantic, cool movies that you like?
I mean, I've
Have you tried to, like... you tried to pull off a move in the... Does Chris have a go-to move?
No, but I've if I had to think of a movie that had a hot love scene that I actually done or whatever, it'd be Roadhouse. Yeah, where he picks up that girl and puts her up against the fireplace and like you know what I mean? Like that was a hot scene.
By the way, great movie.
Great movie. Roadhouse is a great movie.
Original's the best.
Yes, absolutely 100%.
Second one was good, but it's not the OG.
No, it's not the OG. No.
Yeah. Connie,
Thanks, Connie, for the question.
I'll give you a normal question from Connie.
That's a normal question from Connie. I don't know if our audience can handle a normal.
I don't know, right? Look, we'll go on the complete other side. Let's say you're going to take someone on a date. Mm-hmm. All right, what would be your idea of a perfect date? First date.
First date.
Outside of the usual talking and texting and all that stuff.
So it depends how long we've been talking, right? So we've been talking for a minute, and I know I like this girl, and I think she's awesome. I'll make her dinner. Yeah,
that's the go-to move. I like it.
I'll invite her over for dinner. Pick up a bottle. I'll tell her to pick up a bottle of wine if she wants to drink some wine. And I'll ask her what she likes to eat. I'll do all the prep for us. I'll do all the questions like, what do you like to eat? And blah blah blah. And then when she forgets that, I ask her what she likes to eat. And then I ask her for dinner. So that way I'll surprise her what she likes to eat. But I love cooking. I'd rather cook at home and have a conversation with you over a glass of wine and watch a movie or something like that than go pay $300 at a restaurant and sit next to somebody else.
Oh yeah, right.
Because most fancy restaurants, like you're sitting right next to somebody else, right?
Oh, of course.
So like I can go drop the $300 or $600 on a meal, and we can kind of conversate with everybody else next to us. But again, it depends. You have to feel that out, right? So there's nothing wrong with either one of them. But if it was my ideal date, I'd make dinner.
I would. That's how I won my wife over, because I tell people all the time. When I met her, she lived in Manhattan. And I was like, where am I going to take you that nobody else either has? Yeah. Where am I going to take you that you've never been before? So the funny thing was I showed up with a bag of groceries. And it blew her mind. And then so she's like, what do we do? And I go, how about we do this? How about you pick a bar, like let's go get a drink. Yeah. But then we'll pick up a bottle or something from the back of the house, and then I will make you dinner. Yeah. Because I'm like, it's just, what else are you going to do that you've never done before? I don't live here.
Yeah, no. I think food's a great way to open intimacy.
Yeah.
And it's a good starter, right? Like, who doesn't want to be with somebody who can cook well?
Well, you're talking, you're hanging out, it's active, you're getting to know a person.
It gets a little hot in the kitchen.
Hey.
Get a little hot in the kitchen.
A little sexy appetizer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, little oysters.
And you can feed each other, too. It's always fun to feed each other.
There you go.
Or throw the food at somebody.
Funny thing, I don't even remember what I made. Oh, I do. This is the best. I went to go make some kind of, I was making an app, and I was making I don't remember the whole dish, but I was making some sort of salsa to some accoutrement, and I realized I didn't get any tomato sauce. So, or not tomato sauce, like a wet tomato, because I was making a salsa.
Yeah.
So I look in the fridge and there's a Taco Bell taco sauce, and I'm like, this can't be any good. Like to mix and so I mixed it all together, and I served the appetizer. And my wife to this day is like, that was the greatest thing ever. And I didn't know at the time, she's a gigantic Taco Bell fan. So Taco Bell sauce is her favorite thing.
Wow.
So I just happened to make a salsa out of her favorite sauce.
It was meant to be, bro.
So I was like, it
was
worked
meant to
out.
be.
But
It was meant to be.
I remember making it going, this is going to be so awful.
It was meant to be, bro.
So,
It's totally meant to be. Yeah.
Quick shout out. So Joanne from New Zealand is a regular, follows us, asks us all questions. She asked for a favor, so I will grant you your favor. Joanne just wanted to give a shout out to her daughter. So check this out. Her daughter has been a single mom, abusive relationship, an addict, crashed her car, lost her kids, was under the influence, and almost died.
Wow.
But she is now 5 years sober, just got custody back of her kids. She's got her, got her mental health back together. And her mom just wants her to know she's super proud of her. She's an avid listener.
Wow.
And she just wants you to know her daughter's name is Leah. So, Leah, we're all proud of you.
Yeah,
Way
Leah.
to turn that shit around.
Fuck yeah, Leah. I'm going to swear on that one. Fuck yeah, Leah.
Yeah, because you know what?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Life happens, but it doesn't mean it's the end. Way to turn all that stuff around and be there for your kids.
That's freaking awesome. That's a tough battle. That's a tough road, right? That's a lot of trauma happening there. A lot of things coming at you, and you came back off of that. That's a true hero, Leah, for you and your kids. Here's one of the things too. Like, you have to understand something. When you're battling those demons, you have a choice. Are you going to be the victim in your life and play this narrative over and over again, or are you going to be the hero in your life? Because nobody's coming to save you. So the fact that, Leah, you made that choice to be a hero, that's freaking awesome. So all of us at here at Advice Unfiltered, shout out to you, Leah.
And shout out to your mom for supporting you too. So
yeah, that's awesome. Good mom. Right on.
And you listen, so you're even cooler, mom.
Yeah.
You're a supporter.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome, man.
All right. Melanie from Brooklyn.
Yo, Brooklyn.
Yo, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's in the house.
My boyfriend always leaves his socks on during sex. Is this just a boy thing? I never notice it at the moment, but then I just see him walking around in just socks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a boy thing.
It's definitely a boy thing.
Definitely a boy thing.
Yeah, we all have done it. I just looked down. I got socks on.
I got socks on. It's the last thing I'm worried about is where my socks are at.
And by the way, it's so awkward when you do look at yourself and you're like, oh, I left these. And it's the worst because I wear like the black short cutoff socks.
I do.
So it just looks awful. It just looks so terrible.
Yeah, I'm hopefully got you distracted enough you're not even looking at my feet.
Well, I don't even. I'm so quick to get everything off. I don't even pay attention.
My feet, I'm seeing the ones on my shoulders.
And you're like, oh, what if she had socks on? It'd be
again. I don't care. I'm not looking at your feet. I'm not.
Yeah, it's
you know
true.
what I mean? My mind's. I don't care if you got. I don't care if you got a tutu on. I'm forgetting.
Melanie, I would just tell you, it doesn't hurt. Just be like, just take. It's coming. Just be like, hey, take the socks off. Yeah. I mean, it won't. Believe me, it won't ruin anything. They're gonna come off anyway. So, Tina from Los Angeles this is a good one.
What's up, LA?
LA. Is it weird for me to background check my boyfriend and pull his credit score?
Oh my God.
I don't want to waste my time, and I need to know if you guys think this is weird.
So you pull his credit card score, his credit score?
He pulled his credit score and background checked him.
Wow.
Do you think it's weird? I'm gonna give you the answer. It happened to me. So
no.
I thought it was strange.
Listen, I think everybody does it.
You know what? Look, in this world, you can't be too careful. So.
Yeah, no, I expect it. Yeah. I expect it. If you're not doing your homework, you know what I mean.
Look, you have to look into. Nowadays you don't know where people are from. You're dating them online, so I don't think it's strange. But I remember when I had my phone and I was sleeping on the couch and I woke up and my alarm went off, like my notifications, and I have whatever security or whatever that tells you when stuff happens, and it alerted me that my background had been pulled and told me who. I just was like, literally 2 a.m. I go, I like wake up and I'm like, what's going on? My phone going off for? And it's like, so and so was pulled your background for a background check, and I just started laughing. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
I don't have anything to hide, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Listen, if you want a detective, just find a girl. Girls are really good at finding out shit.
Girls are great at it.
They're great at finding out stuff.
Sherlock Holmes should have been a woman.
Yeah. Actually, I think there is a TV show, Sherlock Holmes. Anyway, go ahead.
Probably. Janice from Wyoming. Oh God, Janice, I can't believe you. Can I bring my dog
was a good
on
response.
my? Oh, I can already see this question. Can I bring my dog on my Tinder dates? I've done this twice. Both times the person never called me back. Is it me or is he wrong?
Who, the dog? The dog's not wrong.
Janice wants to know, can you bring your dog on Tinder dates?
Why would you bring your dog on Tinder dates? I don't understand that.
Why would you do that?
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, I can't, it's one of those things like when your friend comes up to you and tells you to do something, like, I don't know why I can't meet people, and they're telling you the whole story, and then they go, and then I brought my dog, and you're like, whoa, wait, slow down. What are you doing?
Yeah, why would you bring your dog? I don't understand. Is it like a coping mechanism?
I don't know.
But here's my thing. If you're bringing your dog, you probably smell like your dog, and that's probably why they didn't call you back. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to throw it out there right now that if you take your dog with you everywhere, you probably smell like your dog, and you probably don't realize it, so you should probably take a shower and wash your dog.
You see all the days.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, because if you think people don't smell you, they smell you.
Well, you see this on TikTok all the time now, where the guy goes on a date and the girlfriend's got her girlfriend, or she brings her kids, or this is the best one. The woman, I've seen this a million times, where the woman orders the go food for her 4 kids and then asks the guy to pay for the babysitter too. Oh, the guy is so.
Oh, that's awesome.
Have you seen this one?
No, that's awesome.
He's sitting there. And
wait, did you send it to me?
I don't know if I did.
I think you did.
He's at the table and they go to order and the woman's like, I want a steak or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy's fine. He's like whatever. And then she goes, and by the way, I need 4 something to go, boxed up.
4 Happy Meals to go.
And then he looks at the waitress and goes, wait a sec, can you give us a minute? He's like, what are we doing? She's like, well, you went on a date with me. He's like, so you have to pay for the babysitter and my kids are home, so you need to feed them. Oh, my
God. No.
What a horrible way to start a date.
Yeah, that's a horrible way to start a date. No, leave your dog at home. Take a shower.
Yes.
Because here's the thing. Listen, I love dogs. Big
love
dog
dogs.
Love dogs. Most people that are attached to their dog like that don't really bathe their dog a lot, and they don't know they smell like their dog.
Oh,
so,
my God.
and I have a feeling listen, I have a feeling that really wasn't the dog's fault, right? Freaking, I love dogs. I wouldn't have really cared. I'll be honest. You bring your dog on a date, depending on what we're doing, if we're going for a hike, I don't really care. If we're outside hiking, you can bring your dog, right?
Yeah, there's context.
Yeah, there's context, right? But if you're taking them out to a restaurant with us, then there's an issue, right? So I don't want your dog sitting in the car while I'm eating because I'm going to feel bad.
Yeah.
But I'm a dog person. So if we were going hiking or something, if we're going for a walk, bike ride, bring your dog.
But wouldn't you
100%.
But wouldn't you expect in a normal way for the person just to ask?
Yeah, I'd be like, okay, if I bring my dog.
And you'd be like, yeah, sure, we're going hiking. It's awesome.
No, it's like when I went on a date with this girl and her whole family was there and her friends and her whole family was there. I don't want heads up, context.
Yeah,
help
heads
me
up,
out.
text me, let me know.
Let me know. Yeah.
All right, we're getting close to the end as we're getting close to wrap it up. The time always flies. Yeah, time flies, brother.
Fuck.
All right, Tanya from Mexico. All right, Mexico.
Viva la Mexico.
Viva la Mexico. My partner keeps getting heavier and heavier, and he's becoming unattractive. It's affecting our intimacy, and I find that I do not want to be around him. What can a partner do? How do you bring it up?
Tell him.
Yeah, you gotta. We just gotta. It's so hard because we say it all the time, and it's a lot of it is that honest communication. Because you know what, it's gonna suck to bring it up. It's gonna suck to not bring it up.
No,
so
listen,
you might as well.
Here's my thing though. I'm a trainer, right? So that's what I do. I'm a personal trainer full time. That's what I do. People pay me for my expertise, but they also pay me for the truth, right? Because nobody else is gonna be honest with you and tell you that you're looking overweight or you shouldn't eat that burger. So I'm gonna tell you. So I think being honest with your partner about their health, and it's not and again, it depends how you word it, right? You don't want to be like, yo, I don't want to fuck you anymore, freaking because you're fat. Like you don't want to say that, right? You just want to be like, hey, listen, I'm worried about your health. I'm worried about the path you're on because it's not going to get any easier as you get older.
No.
To lose this weight, and then if you stay on this path, you're going to have all these issues. A real clear, easy way to do it, man. There's a thing called the InBody.
The InBody scan.
You can go get an InBody scan done on them. Be like, hey, listen, and do it too. Do it with them, right? Do it and say, listen, I just want to see where we're at. It's your life partner. Let's go see what I do an InBody. And that InBody is going to check your visceral fat, right? The visceral fat is the fat that sits around your organs, all the stuff on the inside. If your visceral fat's high, which it sounds like his probably is probably high, then he's set up for what we call the widowmaker in men, which is where they have a heart attack, a stroke, and all that stuff because that bad cholesterol is sitting around, that bad fat sitting around those organs. So so take him and get that looked at, and then you have something to be like, listen, to validate what you're saying, right? I care about you. I love you. I want to be attracted to you. Is minor compared to the fact that I want you to live a long, healthy life, right?
Absolutely.
So if you get them on that path, and if you exercise with them, right, be the example that you're looking for them to be, and change their eating habits. Like, if you're a cook, then you have the ability to change. Hey, we're eating this tonight. This is what I'm packing you for lunch today. There's certain things you can do instead of just being like, well, it's all on you, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you're fat and disgusting, and I don't know what I'm gonna do with you, and not look at them. Like, if you really care about that, man, then you're gonna do the extra work, right? You're gonna do something to make them healthier,
Yeah, and look, a good way to trick somebody into that, by the way, and along the lines of the in-body scan, you can always just say, hey, look, we're getting older. I think we should probably go get some blood work done, just kind of see where we're at. Mm-hmm. And immediately when that blood panel comes back, everything's going to be out of whack. And then it doesn't become about you asking. It becomes about the reality of what the numbers are. Yeah. And then, of course, your doctor's going to say, hey, maybe you should probably start working out.
Because here's the truth of the matter. It's cheaper to get healthy, to hire a trainer, to eat right, to exercise, than it is to deal with medical bills when it comes down to heart attack, stroke, diabetes, and all that other stuff, right? So if you're looking for long-term benefits, besides, just health, but saving money and longevity, then you need to go get that stuff done. Get the blood work done, check the in-body done, do it together, be a team. One of my favorite quotes, man, is a family that works out together is the family that stays together,
Yeah, we work out together. Us. We're always in there together.
Yeah, you guys are always in there. Yeah.
It's a good. It's good, healthy habits you start building from right away. So, and then and then the cool part is I don't tell them what to do or not to do. It's just about going.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
All right, Jana. Now, Jana, this question, Jana, I love you to death, Jana. We can't read the whole 9 paragraphs that you sent us.
Oh my God.
However, there are some key things I pulled out of this, which is hilarious. When I give you the question, you're going to laugh, but then when I give you the bottom, you're going to be like, this is nuts. All right, so Jana is getting divorced. She has a kid. They're splitting time. Okay. So this happens to a lot of us. Husbands moved close and got an apartment, so that makes it easier to do the kid thing, which is great. He's dating, she's not, and you know how that goes. That becomes a thing.
An issue.
It becomes an issue. So a little bit of her question is just about, how do you really manage the fact of he's going on dates, I'm not, but now he's not prioritizing the kids as much as his dating life, and and that gets squirrely. But when she asked this, the interesting thing is she follows up with, she's mad at him because he watched the kids when she went on a work event, and while the kids were at school, he went on a lunch date, so she got mad. I will tell you this, and then she follows up with, by the way, she's got tickets to go see a concert, and she was going to go with him. Look, Jana, before we go deep in this question, when you're at exes are exes for reasons. Mm-hmm. Once you're divorced, and I remember this when you get divorced in New Jersey, they send you to
counseling.
Well, they send you into a counseling class with everybody, and they give you the rules. And the very first one they tell you, and they beat it in your head. Their life has zero to do with you.
Yep.
You can't tell them what to do. Nope. You can't. It doesn't matter. If they want to take the kid and shove him in front of a TV for 24 hours,
they're allowed to do it.
They're allowed to do it.
Yeah.
You got to get over that. First of all, you shouldn't be going on a date with your ex. You shouldn't be worried about what they're doing. You got to get onto yourself. And, if your kids are good with him and love him, let him go on dates. It's fine. You shouldn't be worried about going on a date with him. You should get onto your own thing. But here's the thing. So she's going to try to go on a date, and this is what I thought was funny. And you probably will relate to this, and I've done this before. She wants to go and just randomly find, go on a date to a concert with a random, just go online, find a person on one of these apps and be like, hey, why don't we go to a concert on our first date? Have you ever rolled the dice and literally almost know nothing about a person and just been like, yeah, I'll meet you. I'll go on a date with you. Have you ever done that?
Have I ever done that?
Yeah. Almost know nothing about the person, and within, let's say, a day, set up and just be like, hey, let's just go meet.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little different for men, right? So
we feel safer.
It's safer, right? Yeah. What's she going to do? Shank me?
You never know.
You never know.
Poison
She might.
You and steal your kidneys.
She might shank you. Yeah. No. I think. Like you go back to your point. When you're divorced and you have kids, it's really hard to let go of that control factor, thinking that you have a voice, that your voice and your opinion matters. What your ex is doing. It doesn't. It doesn't. At that moment that you guys got divorced, those papers are signed. Whatever he decides to do with your kid on his time is his fucking business. Like, unless he has so that he's doing something that's hurting your child,
Yeah.
or doing something that's detrimental to your child's health and well-being, then there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Like, you can say whatever you want, but in all reality, it's his choice, right? So, but the same goes vice versa, right? Like, you can go on a date with some dude that you met online or whatever, take him to the concert and have a good time. Now, there's nothing wrong with living freely in your own space, right? So I think you're absolutely right on that, Tony. I think you're spot on.
As long as he didn't leave the kids at school and then go on a date, then you'd.
I mean, listen, I'd rather leave the kids at school than with some random babysitter.
Well, I just mean not pick them up.
Oh,
right?
well, yeah.
If it's not that, then you don't really have much.
That would be a shitty thing to do.
I met a person online, and I exchanged maybe 5 text messages, and then was like, she asked me, "What are you doing for Thanksgiving?" And I said, "I don't know. I can't." At the moment, I couldn't stand my family. So then I was like, "I don't know. Do you want to do Thanksgiving?" She's like, "Sure." So a complete stranger I never talked to, I never met. I sent maybe 5 text messages with. Came to my house.
That's awesome.
It's Thanksgiving with me.
That's awesome.
By the way, crazy. And the whole time I thought to myself, there's part of you like, this is strange. Like, someone's just going to come. I'm a dude. Like, people are just going to come over. And it wound up being fun. But in the back of my head, I was like, this person feels. Part of me was like, oh, wow, I'm a safe guy. But I was like, I can't believe this person's going to come to my home, not know me at all. Yeah. And spend a holiday with me. I'm not surprised.
I bet you any money right now, if I looked at his audience and was like, hey, come to my house.
Well, I was surprised.
They would all show up. they would all show. Just come on over. Bring food.
But with all that, this is how she ends it. Congratulations on your podcast. I love watching on Tuesdays. I catch up on Spotify when I'm not around. And since Chris likes to talk about sex, has he ever bent someone over his knee and spanked her? This is how it ends. This is how it ends.
This is how it ends.
She cares about her kid. She's mad at her ex. And then she's like, by the way, Chris, have you ever spanked someone over your knee?
Oh, my God. Let's go back to Chris likes to talk about sex. When do I ever say, hey?
They're your questions, guys. They're not our.
Yeah, I don't say, hey, let's talk about sex. Like, I don't do that. Like, I don't bring up this shit.
She put, and then she put on the bottom, thanks, guys. I'm seeking cowboys in Texas and rockers in May. So
is that save a horse, ride a cowboy?
That's it. Jane, get your ass out there and start dating some people. That's what it sounds like. You just
what was the question?
It just
have you ever spanked anybody?
It literally just went. Look, it went from I'm mad at my ex for dating. I don't like he's doing it. Should I go on a date? Let's go on a date with a stranger. Oh, by the way, Chris, do you spank people over your knee?
Let's leave this an open question. How many people out there? Let's have you write in. Think I've spanked somebody.
Well, here's a better question. Over your knee would be the like that. That's like spanked. Yeah, whatever.
Do you think I spanked somebody over my knee?
That'd be kind of funny. Wow. Well, you know what? We appreciate the paragraph that came in, and
stay tuned next week, and we'll find out if Chris put anybody over their knee.
There's my mom. Hi, Mom.
Oh, yes. Hi, Mom.
Are you watching on Are you watching on your TV that has apps?
Hey, Mom. Do you think I spanked somebody over my knee? It's so terrible. Sorry, you just caught us right in time.
I'm glad you didn't hear my whole thing, but I'm sure you'll listen to it about how I didn't spend time with you guys on Thanksgiving and spend it with a stranger.
Fucking great. Yeah, so tune in next week to see if I've spanked somebody over my knee.
I can't wait to get the emails. They're going to be fantastic. Well,
let's take a vote. You guys should vote.
Yes.
Let's take a vote.
We'll do a little survey monkey for one of these things.
And we'll release it next week.
So, all right, guys. Well, as always, as we bring this episode to an end, by the way, like I say it all the time, these episodes just move, man.
Man, that was quick.
Yeah. The questions are great. You guys are awesome. We keep climbing the charts. Thank you to YouTube and Instagram and TikTok over here and all the people that follow us and listen. We couldn't do the show without you. We care about you guys. We appreciate you. Remember, go to the website, adviceunfiltered.com. Not only can you find the episodes, you can submit your questions, you can find our P.O. box, you can find all our clips, everything updates in real time. And, we're working on the shop and working on some other things for you guys on there. So
we're going to have merch soon.
Yeah, we're going to have merch soon, which is awesome. But for 10 episodes in, I got to be honest.
10 episodes in. Episode 10.
That's it.
Right?
How big's your podcast?
How big? Yeah.
Double digits.
Double digits, bro. How big's your podcast? We're double digits. Real quick, I just want to. Are you done? You good? You're good. All right. So if you can, I just want to give a shout out to Mother Russia.
Oh yeah, you're trending in Russia.
I'm trending in Russia right now. I'm getting a lot of messages, a lot of fan base from women in Georgia, and big. How do you do? So thank you guys very much from everybody in Russia and where else are we at? Ireland and
Australia and Ireland, New Zealand and Chile and the U.S. and obviously Canada and
to everybody around the world who's tuning in and supporting this. Like, listen, from the bottom of me and Tony's heart, I just want to say thank you to each and every single one of you, man, for tuning in and making this podcast what it is. It's pretty amazing, man. I can't wait to have some guests on here and have them answer. We're gonna have watch. We're gonna have some celebrity guests on here, and they're gonna be answering your questions. You watch, and it's coming. Like we got things in the works, man. So we're gonna have some celebrity guests coming on soon, and they'll be able to answer some of your questions after we interview them. So you'll be able to get your answer question made by some really cool people, which is very exciting. So listen, from the bottom of our heart, man, we just want to tell everybody thank you, and we really, really do appreciate you. We're really grateful for you for tuning in, all across the world, everybody, Yeah. So, to wrap it up, man, this is Tony Rodriguez. I am Christopher David, and this is Advice Unfiltered, episode 10.